Money, sex, and power. I recently learned that those parts of our lives are controlled by our second chakra. That is one powerful chakra. In case you don't know about chakras, the word means wheel or circle in Sanskrit, and the 7 chakras refer to the 7 centers of energy in the human body, starting at the base of the spine and moving upward to the crown of the head. Each one correlates to a different part of the physical body and connects our nerves, hormones, and emotions. So, when I interviewed Kate Northrup last week, expert on financial freedom, and she mentioned the second chakra and the interconnectedness of financial well-being and our emotional and physical health, I knew I had to find out more. So I went home and pulled out my old copy of an amazing book called Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom by New York Times best-selling author Dr. Christiane Northrup, who just happens to be Kate's mother. It's not a new book, but wow, the wisdom contained within is truly timeless and absolutely fascinating. As a highly respected OBGYN for 30 years, Dr. Northrup's understanding of the female body stretches so much farther and deeper than any doctor I've ever been to. I used to think this chakra stuff was kind of cool, but maybe on the same plane as Greek mythology. But the more I learn about it, the more I see that it all truly makes sense. And as Dr. Northrup says, it's crucial to understand the connection between the soul, the mind, the emotions, and the physical body. So I zoomed in on what Dr. Northrup says about our physical and emotional well-being and the second chakra, the one associated with money, sex, and power. And I found myself riveted, actually, to all 3 of the lower chakras, as they're called, because they're connected to such a vital part of our lives. These 3 below-the-belt chakras are incredibly powerful and affect us much more than we realize. The first chakra, at the base of the spine, is concerned with one's sense of security and safety in the world, trust and fear. It correlates to the spine, hip joints, rectum, blood, and the immune system. Feelings of aloneness have to do with the first chakra. The second, located just below the navel, relates to the quality of our relationships and everything we own: money, relationships, and our passions. The pelvic and reproductive organs and intestines are associated with the second chakra, and their health is affected by the degree to which our relationships are based on control, blame, and guilt, or trust. Someone with a second chakra issue might often think, "I don't feel heard by you," or "You're never there for me," or "No one will ever love me." The third chakra is related to a woman's sense of herself, her self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, and sense of responsibility, and it's associated with the liver, pancreas, and stomach area. Feelings of adequacy and competence or inferiority and inadequacy are related to the third chakra, and they're often expressed as, "I'm not good enough," or "If I don't do it myself, it'll never get done." This has everything to do with a woman's self-esteem and sense of personal power. As a professional certified career and life coach, I have heard hundreds of personal stories from women of all ages. Despite their impressive educations, backgrounds, and accomplishments, most women actually have low self-esteem, whether they admit it or not. I hear veiled versions of, "I'm not good enough," or similar statements every day. Dr. Northrup says that this is because, and I quote, "We've all inherited the belief that a woman cannot develop herself fully without simultaneously sacrificing her ability to serve her family. And because we've been socialized to see the family as a woman's primary job, we have difficulty expecting and getting the support we need." Well, that's exactly the pattern I see over and over again in my clients who are mothers, whether or not they work outside the home. It's a continuous feeling of guilt, overwhelm, worry, and at the same time, somehow a sense that something's missing, despite the fact that they have a good life. Dr. Northrup describes this as the mother archetype. She says a woman who is unconsciously operating under the influence of the mother archetype thinks almost obsessively about the needs of her children while forgoing her own. Even when her children are old enough to care for themselves, the woman under the influence of the mother archetype focuses her attention on whether they've had enough to eat, whether they're happy, and she often ignores or suppresses her own needs to do something for them. Sound like anyone you know? Okay, I can admit it. I know this one well. I've caught myself feeling pangs of guilt for some reason if I didn't have a Band-Aid when my child needed one. And I've been known to drive hundreds of miles with an insane schedule so that my kids could do all the sports, music lessons, gymnastics classes, and birthday parties they wanted. I realize now that sometimes part of my self-image has been tied to how great a mom I am, which has been subconsciously linked to giving them every possible opportunity. Yet we all know that being a great parent is not about always being perfect or always making your kids happy. If our sense of self-worth is measured by our children's success, happiness, or what college they get into, over time, that can negatively affect our physical health. Whether you're a man or a woman, if you've got fertility issues, lower back pain, hip problems, or gastrointestinal issues, I invite you to take a closer look at your emotions as they relate to the lower 3 chakras. Everything is energy. Your emotions, your hormones, your body, and your mind. So if these energy centers are not balanced and aligned, your life will reflect that. As Dr. Northrup says, when a woman is not following her own heart's desires and instead acts only to fulfill others' needs, she loses touch with her deepest self and inner needs. So pay attention to what your body is telling you. Learn to listen and feel its messages. Your body loves you and wants you to thrive in every way. Let's not keep this crucial information a secret. If you know others who could benefit from this video, please share it by email, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. And for more insights and tips on how to create a life you love, go to renahedeman.com and join my list. It's free, and I promise not to share your info with anyone ever. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fabulous week.